welcome to the second episode of the Countdown to podcast. I'm Nicholas, and I'm here with George and Panache.
What's
going on?
Yeah. So we are sticking to our social distancing. Actually, yeah. Everyone all in different places. We're not in the studio this week, and yeah. So how you guys been finding it, man? It's just got a bit more rough now, hasn't it? A bit more nailed down.
Getting a bit boring now.
Yeah.
Like all I've done is watch Netflix, play FIFA. Not really thought about uni work that much. I don't really feel like I'm a student, but you know, it's got to be done at some point. I'm gonna have to start it eventually. So once that starts, the time's gonna fly by.
Yeah, it's pretty much same as usual for me. Nothing's really changed.
You're still working, Panache?
Yeah,
key worker.
Still key work. I just came back from work, actually. This is commitment. Come back from work, and the first thing I do is I set this up. Straight to the podcast.
Exactly.
But don't worry.
That'll be done.
I'm making sure my thirst is well quenched.
So yeah, onto the next section where the articles, so the actual headlines with the poppers, and the articles are actually chosen by all of us, and our first article is the MEM party, the parties in Manchester. You picked this one, George, didn't you? So can you elaborate on it a bit more?
Yeah, well, basically, I saw a tweet the other day by the Great Manchester Police, and it was about how they've shut down during the quarantine, during lockdown, that they've shut down over 500 house parties in Manchester, which seems very excessive when you think about the lockdown that people are going through. I just thought it was quite interesting to talk about and to get your thoughts on it.
Man, it's hard, yeah. I've read an article as well, and I've seen a lot of them were like outside parties, which is like, if you're gonna have like a party, especially in this current climate, try and be like a bit more low key about it, not just be out and about. But it's just people like they're seeing this weather and they're getting a bit carried away. They get too gassed and they're like, oh, yeah, let me get out and get a few drinks and that go in. So it's just one of them things, man. I've seen it. Literally, you go out, even if you're going out for like a jog or whatever, and you go to like the park. It's full. It's like nothing's happened. Everyone's just there, just chilling. Yeah. It's like it's a normal day.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I think
people
idiots are idiots, aren't they? I think they're going to be going out anyway, no matter what the government says.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's when young people were told that the virus won't kill them. They got a sense of like, it don't matter what we do because we're not going to die, whatever. But then they're not thinking about other people and whatever. So. And to be fair, young people have been dying. I know the girl I work with, her auntie just actually passed away, and she was only 30 odd. So people, I don't know. Do you see what Jack Grealish when he went out as well, and Kyle Walker?
Oh yeah, he got a lot of stick for that, didn't he?
Kyle Walker hired a prosy to come to his yard.
Party, isn't it? He had that load.
Yeah,
there's like 4 or 5 of them.
I swear there was another footballer there as well, weren't there? I swear it was Kyle Walker and someone, and a prosy, and 2 prosies.
Yeah, I know there's 4.
I don't know if there's other footballers there, but
I think it was like a mate or something. Yeah, it was amazing. A friend. Yeah.
They think they have that false sense of security because obviously the footballers, they think they can do what they want, but they do need to think about the people's lives and putting at risk.
Anyway, moving on. The second article was also sent by George. It was the article for Corona ones. Honestly, bro, I'll be honest.
Oh yeah.
I was reading this article for like ages. I was thinking, when is it going to end?
Which one is it?
The article about the recording studios.
Okay, yeah.
It is so...
Go on, explain it.
The article's called How Rappers... Go on.
Explain it, George.
Yeah, you explain it.
Okay. The article's called How Rappers and Record Studios Are Coping with the Pandemic. And it does go on and on and on for quite a while about how they're trying to cope with it. Says how Trippie Redd coughed a few times and it scared everyone in the room. But what I don't understand is in America is these rappers are still going to recording studios.
I was seeing some snaps of Sway Lee and he was in studio, and a few of the rappers I got on Instagram, they were all in there.
Some of them though, like Sway Lee, like the people just like massive like that who got a proper big following. They've got their own studios in their own houses.
Yeah.
So it's not like that. But yeah.
Yeah, if they're in their own house, I think obviously it's fine. But the US, their like rates of coronavirus over 100,000 now. So,
yeah, they're the worst country. Yeah,
they're the worst country in the world, and they got over 20,000 deaths as well.
So the article goes on about how, do you remember when like Dreamville did that terrible collaboration album?
Yeah.
They said that studio closed, and that was like the first one to close. But
yeah,
that's one thing that the coronavirus actually, like, people aren't realizing. Like, a lot of stuff that was in the works is going to be getting pushed back and stuff, and I'm sure record labels with their timing and everything, I'm sure there's like a couple songs that are meant to be coming out in the summer that are going to be pushed back and may not even be released at all, actually. And like, were there any like awards coming up or anything like the summer? The Billboard awards were coming up, I think.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But
and Drake said,
in my opinion, I think this coronavirus is making artists push out music even more because they don't know, like some of the smaller artists, for example, they don't know if they'll be able to get back to recording studios. So I think they're trying to get out as much music as they can right now before in the US they completely shut off recording studios completely.
I hear that, but is that the correct strategy to do? Because from like, for example, like like Europe or Roddy Rich, let's say you release a track and you're a smaller artist and it blows up like the box or whatever, the quickest avenue to like revenue will be to just go out and tour, and like you get booked for loads of like festivals and stuff. But if you do that now, you can't get anywhere. Or you have to
you can't do anything.
But yeah,
I think if it's the first question is it safe for them to go in the recording studios? And then no. Okay, so no. So then if
in isolation it is, I think.
I think
if it's in their own house and like it's just like, say, the engineer or the producer lives with them for like 2 weeks.
Let's be real, right? If you're a rapper and you get that much money, you don't care what the government says. You're going to be out about all the time. You're going to be going to all these people's houses. People are going to be coming over. It is what it is. So then, I think I agree with you, Nick. To be fair, because if like, let's say like a young up-and-coming rapper makes a banger, and he makes a banger, and then what? Nothing happens for like a good 6 months. Is anyone going to care in 6 months' time?
No.
If they've not built up the fan base and stuff like that.
Well, it's especially for artists, it's such bad timing because the summer, it's probably where they make the most of their money due to like festivals and bookings and all of this stuff.
Glastonbury's
indoors. They're not on that, are they? They're more like Netflix and stuff.
Plus, I swear this year we're going to get Drake. Drake said he's stopped recording. I know J. Cole was going to be coming out. I know. Was anyone else? Were we expecting anyone else to come out?
The person I'm waiting for is Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar needs to drop an album.
No, to be fair, I didn't like his other one. I like.
It's not dropped for 4 years.
Has it been 4?
That long?
No, I swear it's 3.
16.
No. What
was his last one? To Pimp a Butterfly? Was that
Damn.
His project?
No. Damn was 2018. Damn was 2018 or 2017.
No, To Pimp a Butterfly was after Damn, isn't it?
No.
Damn was his recent one, 2017, so 3 years. This is his 3rd year.
Okay.
Like, I've been waiting on April 14, so it's like 3 years.
When was it? 2017?
Yeah, April 14, 2017, for 3 years, literally, in a few days.
I know this is a segue, Nick,
but he's probably been working on something as well.
Yeah.
Now, do you know what it is with Kendrick? I don't think he cares about music anymore. Well, remember before Pimp a Butterfly, he went missing as well. Before Pimp a Butterfly, he was gone for time as well.
Oh, yeah. That's what I like about Kendrick, though, is that he's not like new rappers. He produces quality over quantity. That's how the music industry used to be. He waits for the right time, and every single album he's released has been like at least 8 out of 10. You can't really criticize Kendrick's albums.
I mean, personally, I would
a proper work of art, and he puts time into them.
He's not.
Why?
You would say what?
I wouldn't say every single album is released is 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. That's high, you know.
Yeah, you go through. If you go through his discography, he's got Damn, he's got The Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City,
Yeah.
And Section 80. Section 80 as well.
Okay, you know
They're
what?
all 8 out of 10 for me. But it's got like two, like... Go on.
To Pimp a Butterfly, I don't know if that was an 8 out of 10, maybe like a 7. Like, it's very...
Nah.
There's some songs that I'm
What did you say, Nick?
I'm lying. I'm not lying. I'm talking shit. Nah, you're right, still. You're talking shit. I'm also talking shit because, like, even if, like, I might not rate...
Like, it's released, like, 2... Yeah. What
in my opinion,
like, culture as well.
Pimp a Butterfly is my favourite Kendrick Lamar album. Because, like, I don't know, because, like...
Mad City,
Good Kid, Mad City. I'll tell you why it's mine. Because in 2015, in my opinion, that was the best year of, like, music I've had. Because J. Cole dropped Forest Hill Drive in December 2014. And then we got Pimp a Butterfly. We got Big Sean's album, Dark Sky Paradise.
Yeah, that's
Drake's. If you
Don't leave off who I'm thinking of.
I probably will, Jake. I probably will. Drake's, if you're reading this, it's too late. And you might not like this, but Wale, the album about nothing.
Is that the one with like on a white background? Is it like a white?
White background.
Yeah.
Steinfeld's on it. And honestly, I bumped those 4 albums in college non-stop. And those are like...
You're forgetting one album that... Maybe 2 albums that deserve to be on there.
You're going to say...
Was Bryson Tiller's on there as well?
Oh, Trap Soul. Yeah, that could have been. Yep.
Trap Soul.
Because
I remember... Two more. Dirk Sprite 2 and Rodeo. Them 2.
Nah, I wasn't on them 2 back then. I agree with you. But in that time, I wasn't listening to it. In hindsight, I should have. So I agree with you, George, but in that time.
Yeah.
Also, this is
pretty good.
Yeah, this is a segue, but what are your top 5 albums? If I was thinking about this as a topic, and mine was J. Cole, Forest Hill Drive, Pimp a Butterfly, Trap Soul, and I need to put Kanye one in there. And I'm thinking, what's that one? Do you know where it's got Runaway on it?
Oh, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, that's one of my top 5. Yeah.
And then to close it out,
that's a tough question. That.
To close it out, I'd say Arctic Monkeys AM. But I know you two aren't fucking with that. But I'm putting it on there anyway.
I don't fucking with that now, bro. I don't know. You know, it's I don't
think about it. Next week. Next week we'll have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week.
And I'll revise
it. Put some thought into that because
I was thinking about it before. Yeah. And what was the best year in the 2010s for music? Because mine was 2015.
2015.
Do you agree? It was, and also like the singles that came out. Come My Way, Fetty Wap came out, and come on, those songs again played on repeat. Young Thug was coming out with bangers. Yeah, Young Thug was coming out with bangers, and it was bearable.
Did Barter 6 come out in 2015 as well? I'll check.
It might have.
It might be.
Or was it 20? Was it before that?
Yeah, it was 2015, April 16.
2015, yeah.
I remember, like, when that came out as well, people were mad.
Yeah,
people were mad.
That's his best album for me. That's definitely his best album, I think.
See, like, 2015 was good for music, man. And the majority of them college days were like, you used to like, you kind of cared, but you didn't. You just played good music and just chilled out.
Yeah.
Before Carolyn Horton emails became annoying.
We move on to the next one. So Article 3, it was quarantine. It was the Tory Lanez article about his new Instagram live thing.
All right. Before we go on, Nick, how do you feel about Tory Lanez?
I like Tory Lanez, you know.
What about you, George?
Are we talking about in terms of music or just
everything?
Him?
Everything, the whole package.
Yeah. I think musically he's a really good artist. He's really versatile. I think I like all of his discography. There's not really much that I don't like about him. And then he's a pretty funny guy as well. So it goes hand in hand. Obviously,
I didn't realise how funny he was until I knew. To be fair, like he has been funny a bit. I don't know if you saw them videos of him playing basketball with Chance the Rapper like a year or two ago.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't realise he was like this funny. But you know, like on his,
because he's small.
Yeah, do you know like how
small
like
man syndrome?
how loud he is? That's a bit annoying to me, but like in a good way.
Mm.
Yeah.
But you're loud.
He's got
though.
the right personality. Yeah.
Me,
Yeah.
I only have to a few of these. Otherwise, I'm quiet.
Yeah. That's true.
But yeah, he's been getting like, I swear the highest he's got was like 350k
Yeah, that's crazy though. On a live, bro.
Yeah,
on the live.
Some TV shows don't even get that many like views and stuff. Like.
And like, I've been looking at like other like famous followers that I see on Instagram. And if they've got like 10k, that's a good live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man, because
like some other like, do you know Mo the comedian?
Yeah.
He's obviously not as popular as Tory Lanez, but he was getting like 5k when he does some quizzes and stuff.
Mm.
And that's like the biggest UK stream going on Instagram. So 350k, it's pretty crazy.
It's crazy. That's like 3, like new camp, like 3 football stadiums packed to the max, which is pretty mad.
But let's be honest though, like what percentage of that 350k is just there to see like a bit of the bunda, a bit of the back?
Yeah. Probably all of
it. Like, if it was just Tory Lanez,
that's why I've been watching.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
he's been clever with it though. He's been really clever with it.
Yeah, because he just dropped a mixtape for an album, hadn't he?
Yeah, it's obvious why he was doing it. Like, you're telling me, right? Okay, so
it's obvious
he's obviously been planning this album drop. Yeah, like he's been planning the album drop, and then
is it a mixtape or an album?
It's his final album with his label, so he's independent now. But he's been planning this album drop, and then all of a sudden this quarantine radio is blowing up, and he knows what people want to see. And obviously, if you've been tuning in, if you've been tuning in, you can see what goes on, and it is a funny thing to watch. Like, it goes on for like 2 hours a night, 3 hours sometimes.
Do you watch the whole thing, or do you just go on and off?
I go in and out of it. Like, I'll watch it for a bit, and if I get bored, I'll go off it. But then,
I can't watch the whole thing.
Someone tweets about it, I'll go back to it. But he's been clever with it because it blew up, and obviously he's timed it perfectly with his album drop as well. Because now his album is obviously going to do really well because he's what everyone's talking about at the minute.
He's getting so many more followers on Instagram because of this whole quarantine thing.
Has he?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, like so many more. It's like, is that what 7 million or something now? I remember checking not long ago and it was like 4 or 5 mil. But yeah. Honestly, like you say, I think great PR stunt.
To be fair, I don't think it was like it is a PR. Well, I don't think it was like an intentional PR stunt. I generally think it was just on Instagram Live, and that's what he was doing, and it's blown up. And I think obviously because like he was getting like, I remember he got Bieber on there early on. He was getting like a lot of other like. I know you boys.
Everyone on there.
Do you know who Alexis Texas is?
Yeah.
She was on there yesterday. If you're watching this video, pause, open incognito, and search Alexis Texas. But yeah, what do you think would happen though? I know he's got loads of different artists and stuff. But I think if we got Drake on there.
No, he did get Drake on there, no?
Yeah, he did. But I mean, if Drake did his own, if Drake did his own live.
Yeah, but obviously, Drake. But Drake's just a more popular artist. But I don't think that would work with Drake because he's a bit more commercially sensitive. He's a bit more PG-13.
Yeah, I'm saying if Drake did that, I don't think Drake would be doing the Bunda stuff.
Yeah, but it won't be. I know it won't be as big if he wasn't doing all of that.
I think.
Yeah, true. Go on.
I think. Do you know what the NBA is doing? But like, they have like artists. Well, not artists. Sorry, players go on and do their own live and stuff. Victor Oladipo's doing it all the time. McGee did one yesterday, didn't he? Chris Paul and Steph Curry did one. I think if Drake, he's like got like. Drake is considered as the biggest artist in the world. I'm sure if he did a live where he got like, this is hypothetical, it will never happen anyway. But if Drake got like J. Cole in a live for a bit, Travis Scott chatting, and some other people, I think that could like get easily 500k.
I don't know though, because the
problem
with an Instagram Live, the problem with Instagram Live is people can just screen record it and just share it on whatever social media platform they want. And if it's just two people having a conversation, people are just like,
I agree. It's about maintaining.
I get you, George.
Maintaining the
I get you, George. My only argument is, you know what people like. If it's Drake and J. Cole just chatting, people are going to want to see that.
Yeah, the hip hop fans will, but not.
You don't think that'll reach 500k?
Nah.
No. All right.
How many just like horny teenagers or whatever are going on Tory Lanez?
All right. It's all about the bunda. I get it.
Yeah, that's what yeah.
Have you been seeing that translate with swarms and this stuff?
Oh yeah.
I've seen a few screen recordings of it. Yeah.
Did you see that one with the Tion Wayne girl?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. And she started switching.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think now like this quarantine stuff, the Instagram Live is like one of probably the main, not the main way, but one of the only ways artists are able to interact with the fans. Because I follow a few artists who've got they've got between 5 million to 1 million followers, and the Insta Live is the one thing they're doing every day.
Yeah, keeps them entertained as well, I guess.
And do you know Billboard are doing it, and do you know feel like those drink companies Shout Out Desperados, they're doing Instagram, they're giving artists Instagram Live to do concerts and stuff.
Yeah. Well, artists are used to entertaining fans, isn't it? And obviously with this lockdown, they can't do the natural thing and go outside on the streets and stuff and go to promotions and stuff like that.
Wouldn't that get 500? What about Drake then doing a live set? Would that not get 500k?
Maybe.
No, but Panache, listen. Okay. Rihanna went. Listen. Okay. Rihanna went live last night on Instagram.
I'm sad I missed that.
For a while, she went live and she was DJing or whatever and dancing. Guess how many views it got?
20k.
30k.
The bunda's powerful, man. The bunda is powerful.
Yeah, well,
that's what you got to think. You got to think what people want to see. People.
Yeah, but the worst thing is
played it really well.
The worst thing is 30k are about real followers. The other 300k is people football pictures in the bios and 10 followers.
Yeah, but they're still there.
But every viewer counts.
You don't know that though.
Oh, mate, I'm one of them, George. I do know. I've got multiple accounts to check up on the bunda.
Well, I know. What do you think about it
ethically?
Yeah, as in because obviously there's a lot of kids and stuff who are on Instagram and just stumbling up on it, and also on social media as a whole, and just seeing all of this.
I know he got suspended a couple of days ago. He put it on Instagram, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got suspended. I don't know, man. It's one of those things. To be fair, that could be a wider question, hip hop in general. How long has the bunda been a part of hip hop? In the videos. You think about it, in hip hop videos, 80% of the time it's girls with back breaking it down.
Yeah, it's true still.
And that was being shown on MTV.
Exactly. So
if they don't want to watch it, they can just click off the live.
Instagram has is it 12 years old? Is it 13 that the age cap is?
I don't think there is an age cap. I don't know.
I swear it's 12 or 13, same as Facebook. But even still, the stuff that's going on that live should be above. Yeah. I'll say that 16 and over is live. Personally.
Especially, did you see the one the other day with that girl and the gummy worm?
Oh yeah.
Is it the one where she I'm not going to get it on camera. Where she puts it. She's
all the way. You can see it there.
Yeah, I used to follow her,
Who can?
Yeah, KVSSH or something. I'm exposing myself.
Got the world's longest tongue or something.
Yeah,
pretty mad.
Yeah. To answer your question, I think adult themes have been a part of hip hop for time, and it's one of those things. It is what it is.
It's one of the things you can't really avoid if you're on social media, as unfortunate as that is.
Because I remember I don't know about you two. Do you follow World Star Hip Hop?
Yeah.
I used to, yeah.
I unfollowed him because I just could not handle it anymore. There was too much going on there, which I was like, I don't need this in my life. Yeah. Same with Shade Room. I unfollowed Shade Room like half a year ago. It was just too annoying me.
Yeah.
I've never followed that page.
Very, very selective of who I follow these days.
Yeah, but Instagram's like, it's all thirst traps. And all the girls that are going on his live, that's what they are, thirst traps. That's what's on the page. Twerking. Yeah. That's what. So
yeah, okay, cool. Let's move on to the next one. The next article, the fourth and final article, that is the furlough, the furlough in football. So Liverpool have reversed their decision, and so actually, Panache, you sent through this article. I'll let you explain it. What the situation is. Liverpool's your club as well, so yeah.
So basically, because a lot of companies and workplaces have had to shut down, the government made a furlough scheme where if you're affected by COVID-19, they'll pay 80% of your wages. So then that was like a good deal, wasn't it? So then I think the first football teams to do it in the Premier League, I think it was Tottenham. And I think it was Bournemouth. And Newcastle. I think with Bournemouth, it was understandable because they're a pretty small team. They've got the smallest stadium. They got smaller stadium than the Championship teams and League One teams. So that was fair enough. I remember Bournemouth were happy when we bought Lallana because they got 10 million off it. So they're a small club. I think with Newcastle, there was outrage because people just don't rate Mike Ashley. And I think with Tottenham as well, there was a bit of upset. People were angry as well.
Yeah, they still
are. I think they still are. But with Liverpool, it pushed people over the edge because a couple of days before, Jurgen Klopp put out a message about being together with people. And Liverpool is classed as a working class area, a working class team. And especially you've won the Champions League, you've got 40 million profit. That Liverpool, the thing what it is with football is you're paying the footballers Liverpool Football Club and Tottenham $250K a week, the average starter, would you say?
I won't say average. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of
in the first 11, they're getting $250K, aren't they?
Yeah.
Not everyone on the team, and then the subs bench are getting at least $50K.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're telling me you can pay those full wages 100% for the person earning $2K a month. You can't afford that. The government's got to pay 80% of that.
Well, this is where
I think that's where the outrage was, with the fact that Liverpool can afford to pay the whole staff for I remember reading Liverpool's statement, and they were saying the money that they're paying, they're still paying, but there's no money coming in, so they don't know how to if they can still balance the books. But then a couple of people were saying that the decision was made by the higher ups without consulting Liverpool Football Club. Yeah. So do you know Fenway Sports Group, who own Liverpool? They made the decision, not Football Liverpool Club. So Liverpool as a club were really upset with that decision. And I think they're the ones that kind of put the pressure on. But the public backlash, I think it was deserved, in my opinion. What do you guys think about?
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, because I know Man U and Man City said they're not going to do that.
I hear all of that stuff. I hear all of that, and obviously Spurs is why my team are doing it. But with me, at the end of the day, I just think about it. They're still a business. They're a profitable business who pay their tax as well, all the other businesses. So if they want to take advantage of this government scheme, the government haven't said our scheme excludes Premiership football clubs. It's including every single business really that qualifies and that pay their taxes, which they all do. And I'm assuming because they're such high profitable businesses, they pay a lot more tax than your examples, your corner shop or your local agency and stuff. So they're paying millions as well to the tax. So if they want to use that system, why not? Because at the end of the day, if they're, for example, you can be put on that 80% scheme, but all these football clubs are going to put them on that and they'll cover the other 20%. So to the actual employee who's not going into work, they're still getting 100% of their wage. It's not like coming out.
I don't know about Tottenham, but Liverpool said the government will pay 80% and they'll pay 20%, so they all get 100%. I think Tottenham might. So I think what it was, Nick, it doesn't affect like the staff because they still get paid. I think what it was, people were upset with the fact that the government are going to be paying the football club essentially 80% of their workers' wages when the football clubs can, especially Liverpool. I think because if you think about it,
bro, I hear
Tottenham
that. My point is, you can't just say that the workers are not getting paid their, like you're short selling the workers because you're not. They're still getting their money, and if they're upset about the government paying that money, it's up to the government to not include them in that scheme. Just say no, like exclude them from it. Make the guidelines a bit more strict.
What do you think, George?
It should be taken advantage of, I think.
Me personally, I think that clubs have gone about it the wrong way. I think when it got announced, they should have either they all use the scheme or they all don't, because they're all in the same boat. And then you got to think about the football league clubs as well, like the lower league clubs. They obviously can't afford to pay the wages. It's not like the NBA, for example, where there's only one franchise. There's only 30 franchises to look after in the NBA.
Yeah,
whereas in the football league, there's 92 teams, and that's just going to League Two. So obviously it is a massive difference between the American system and the way the Premier League and the Championship, etc., go about it. Yeah. I can understand why some teams want to take advantage of the government scheme because obviously it's there, it's available for them to use. But I do think that the players are doing right in taking a pay cut now, and the way that they're donating.
They're taking a pay cut. I think
they're donating like 30% of the wages to the NHS's efforts to fight COVID-19. But I think the main issue is obviously, I think the main issue is the workers, for example, like the ground staff and say the people who work in a canteen who are employed by Liverpool or United or City or whoever. You've got to think about these working class people who aren't the footballers. Like, you've got to take footballers out of the equation. You've got to think about the people who are just trying to make a living by working for these teams, like the chefs or whoever's in that club.
I think
it's difficult for them.
With all the statements I've seen, they've like all the clubs have said categorically, all like the match day workers and like even like people that work on the training ground and stuff like that, they're all gonna be taken care of. But it was like, from what I've seen anyway, when Spurs first said they were doing the furlough scheme, it's when they said players' wages weren't being affected. So then it was the fact that like you're telling people you can't afford to pay the groundsman, but you can afford to pay the players on like $300K a week. When that $300K a week could probably pay the whole all the groundsmen. So I think that's what that's the first thing I've said people that But then again, imagine if like a football team, the Premier League team, tried to get the government to pay 80% of the players' wages. That would be an absolute. That would be a bonfire. That would be terrible.
Also, we don't know what's in these players' contracts, because when they're signing these contracts, their own personal lawyers who cost millions themselves, they've scanned through this contract in case of like moments like these, or when, for example, a football club goes bankrupt, where they are covered. So you don't know what it says in them contracts. Their contract is not as like straight lined as somebody working in the canteen or a steward. Like the footballers, obviously they're getting protected by some sort of like agreement in place. They will get all their money. But my point still stands, like, as long as the staff members are still getting 100% of their money, where it's coming from, to me, it shouldn't matter, because as much as I don't like Daniel Levy or whatever, he's still trying to run a club, for example, like at the end of the day, we just got this new stadium, so he's still trying to pay it off. And if revenue's not coming in every week, and the government have just gave you a lifeline, why not take it? Just because you've got a successful business, it doesn't mean you're more liable to let it fail than someone else's. Like
you got to take into account, like, this has never happened before. It's a worldwide pandemic. You can't really judge someone for how they've reacted to it, because at the end of the day, you've got to look after yourself and your own business.
Exactly.
Like, for example, Wimbledon. I don't know if you've seen it. Wimbledon, they signed like a contract in, I don't know when it was, 2015 or something, maybe like 2010.
No, I think longer than that.
Longer.
Okay, I think it said like they've been paying like $1 million a year or something. So then they've been paid like 17 million insurance, and then now they're getting like 144 million.
141 million.
141.
So they've paid $2 million a year for however many years for it's pandemic insurance. And obviously Wimbledon's been cancelled this year. So now, because it's been cancelled under this pandemic insurance, they're going to get 141 million back, which is crazy. Like, whoever's put that clause in the contract is mad.
I'll just this is what, in terms of Liverpool, this is what they said, which I thought like made a bit of sense. Like, any reasonable employer concerned for its workers in the current situation, the club continues to prepare for a range of different scenarios around football when they can return before the pandemic. So I think Liverpool, like, they rushed to the decision. I think what made people upset with Liverpool was like, people know they can afford to pay the groundsman, but they kind of like using the furlough scheme as an escape route. Yeah. Whereas I think George, you were right. Like lower club teams, like League One, even most Championship teams,
they're really going to struggle.
They're really going to, and I don't blame them for leaving. Even like, I know Sheffield United, and that's like the day after, they were going to use it, and no one batted an eyelid. Even with Tottenham, there was some outrage with Tottenham, but not as much as Liverpool. And everyone expected Newcastle to do it because of Mike Ashley. I think it was just Liverpool that club did it. The team that's like, I don't know. I think it was just a bit. Even I didn't agree with it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's always. I've got a problem with people always trying to look politically correct, and I think that's just all Liverpool are trying to do.
Yeah, honestly, mate. Liverpool's position was no longer. They had no choice. Public pressure was too much. They had no choice but to like change the thing.
Yeah,
like, it was done for them.
Gotta look good in everyone's eyes, but that's not always the case. You just do your own thing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. What did you think then about? Do you know who Matt Hancock is?
I've heard of that name before.
He's the one since our main man Boris has been put down. He's like the guy in charge.
He's minister, basically.
And he put out, remember, like, was it Monday maybe, or he put out a statement, and he was asked about like football, and he said Premier League players should take a cut and do their bit.
That's what it's done, though. I agree with that.
I know, but the way
to the players, it's not. You can't bully them into paying their money back because they've earned that money. They're good at their sport. Like you can't penalise them for that. If you're that good, you're that good. Like that's what you deserve to get paid. You deserve what you get at the end of the day. Like so, it's completely up to you if you want to pay it or not.
Yeah, but like I think footballers are like, I know they make ridiculous amounts of money, but in the eyes of the government, they're like anybody else, aren't they? Yeah. So you can't tell someone you should be doing your bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the way he did it at a conference, saying,
this guy.
Honestly, he's the biggest prick ever. He put cuts to the NHS. He put cuts to the NHS. He capped their pay rises, and now he's complaining about payment to the NHS when he's the one that stopped it. And now he's telling people that Premier League players, why would Sadio Mane cut his wages?
Yeah, I know.
For the British health system.
I'm sure he's paying his taxes. Like in England, I'm sure these players will have to pay their taxes a large
millions.
Before, did you see a few years ago? Well, not a few, about 8-9 years ago. Carlos Tevez's pay slip got leaked. For when he was at Man City, and then obviously you have to pay like 20% like everyone else on all of these. But it was like obviously it was ridiculous. His pay slip was about 300 grand with like all of his bonuses. But like 20% of 300 grand is way more than 20% of 2-3 grand a year. So it's they're doing their bit. They're doing their bit by paying tax. Like they could easily go to somewhere else and just earn as much money and just not with paying.
Their tax is like 40% as well because they're luxury tax, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think that the government made footballers easy targets.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you agree, George?
It's just the easy way out for the government. It's just completely the easy way out for them to say, they should do their bit. Like players, you don't know whether they were doing the bit or they weren't. They could have already been in talks doing their bit to try and cut the wages and try and help out. And just because he doesn't know that, he's gone, they should do their bit. And now that's obviously just going to piss them off and just. If I was them and someone said that to me, I'd be like, right, fuck off, I'm not giving you any money. Yeah. Why should I?
So obviously, the Premier League, all the captains got together and they did that Plays Together scheme where they're working with the NHS charities. I think it was over like 130 different ones where the players' money will go directly to the NHS. And that was going on way before Matt Hancock's comments and stuff. So that was like, that's what the Premier League players have done. But I was also thinking because of like, obviously COVID, I know that the Premier League's, all football's basically cancelled, all sports are cancelled. And Liverpool's argument in the way they defended themselves was that they have no like revenue coming in. So they were trying to cut down on how much money they're paying. Yeah. So how do you think football financially is going to be affected because of this virus?
Oh, massively. Like you won't see transfers in 100 million like for a while.
You think?
You won't see. I think transfers will be like 20-30 mil again, like they were when, like, say Zidane was around and Figo was going for 46 million. I think it'll be better.
All right, so let's say, for example, Coutinho, he's like rumored to be going out, and he costs obviously 140, and then Barca would be like looking for like at least 70 cheapest. You think that could go down to 40?
Yeah, I think they'll take 40-50 mil, genuinely.
Wow.
Because they just. When it comes back, they're gonna think short term of how to get the money back up. They're not gonna think.
Would they not have like
something like this happens again?
Savings though. Would they not like have like? No, would they not have like?
I don't know, but
savings, but you can't. Like we said, this is unprecedented, so you can't predict what's happening now. So I doubt there's like a savings account from Barcelona saying COVID whenever it comes. Like, it's one of them things just happen and you just have to react.
All right, one last thing. Did you see that? I don't know if it was like official, but FIFA have basically said that the Belgium League closed down, didn't they? But they had one game left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they announced it. I think it was Genk they announced as champions. Was it? And then no one got relegated. Oh, Club Brugge. And then no one got relegated. And then FIFA said they don't want any more leagues to do that, and they're going to extend the seasons and allow players to get like contract extensions in June and extend like the transfer stuff. Yeah, they're going to extend like the transfer deadlines and stuff. So like it can all. They want the seasons to be finished. Would you? I don't know. For me as a Liverpool fan, the season's kind of ruined already. So if Liverpool win the league, it's not going to feel the same. But looking at the other leagues, the German league, that was looking real good with Leipzig, Bayern, and Dortmund. And the Liga was looking tight as well between Real Madrid and Barca. And so was the Serie A as well, with the Juve and Inter Milan.
Yeah.
So do you think...
Atletico must have focused on the Champions League, I think, this year.
Shut up, man. I'm not going to lie. Sorry, you've set me off, George. Alvaro Morata was running up and down Anfield.
He came on there, didn't he, as a sub?
He came on as a sub.
He had fresh legs. He had fresh legs.
He was sprinting past Gomez and Van Dijk like he was
That's
Raul.
what fresh legs does, though.
Nah, that's what's his name? Adrian does. That meathead.
Oh yeah.
Should Champions League be finished this season? Should they lock it off?
I reckon just
honestly, I don't know.
Lock off everything.
You reckon what?
Just void everything. Like how literally Champions League. We haven't even finished the round of 16 yet. There's still the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and the finals to go. So you got to play all of this before the new season starts in August. How is that possible? We're in April now. We're almost at the end of April.
Do you know what I rate, Nick? I think if they do like a summer tournament in Champions League, that might be a bit of fun. But I think they're going to try. No. I think you can't even because the last round didn't finish, did it?
Exactly. So you can't.
You just void everything.
Yeah. You have to void the tournament.
And to be fair, we've not heard anything about Champions League. We've heard about Premier League and other leagues, but there's been no Champions League rumours around there. So I think that's going to get locked off. And I think because there was like so many teams left in it, it's not as like crucial as in like, imagine if it was like the semi-finals. I think you can make a case for it to carry on because there's only a few teams. But because there's like so many teams left, I think you can like kind of cancel it for a year and no one will like complain like we were close, blah blah blah. Whereas
even so, let's say they'd done it before the last 16 starts and a ball wasn't kicked before the last 16. That's easier to do than when you're halfway through the last 16. Some teams are out and then some teams are still in. And some teams are waiting for the next opponent. Some teams haven't played their last 16 fixtures yet. It's just a mess. Like, the whole thing's a mess. For me, if it gets to, like, June, July, just void the whole 1920 season. Just avoid everything, literally everything.
Yeah.
And just start again in August.
Right.
Yeah, you have to. Like, some teams don't have closure or anything, but you just got to think, like, it's just a sensible thing to do. There's no way you can please everyone in any scenario. So.
Yeah.
I know Donald Trump did a meeting with like all like the US commissioners. And just a quick side note for you two. When Donald Trump did his meetings with the sports commission in the US, he included the WWE. And he basically told them all that they should plan to continue as quick as possible.
Yeah, because he's an idiot. That's why.
And then they obviously said they're not going to listen. They're going to listen to like the World Health Organization and the NBA. Yeah. They're not optimistic at all.
Yeah, of course they're not.
And like the MLB, that was meant to be starting soon. I think they'll be fine though. I think they can push it back because their off season is really long. Yeah. And I don't think the NFL. To be fair, that's August, but they can start.
That starts in like October.
I think
No, it's August. It's August, isn't it?
Pre-season.
Or is that their pre-season? So I think they can push that back though, can't they? Because they've got like, I swear they've got
ages. Yeah.
I swear they've got like a longer off season than they have an actual season.
Yeah.
Because they only play like 15 games, don't. So I think they were doing their draft online. And I saw a story. Yeah, I saw a story that some like workers didn't feel safe going into like the general manager's homes and setting up like the systems and stuff like the computers and whatever. But the NFL draft is still going on. Joe Burrow is still going to be given his death sentence to the Cincinnati Bengals, and life moves on.
Yeah, so let's probably wrap it up there. Feels like I've been talking forever.
Yeah, so, I was going on little tangents. Too many side notes. Just can't keep up.
So yeah, that was our 4 chosen stories. And so if you think that we missed out any, just let us in the comments below. And also what stories you'd like us to include in our next episode. And yeah, that's it. Any last word, boys?
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Down below.